Okay. All right. All right. I think we are live. Okay. All right. Um, all of my little hockey people are gone to different forms of hockey. Got my man playing, my daughter scorekeeping, and my other daughter is in orientation to learn how to teach skating lessons. So I'm very proud of all three of them. But I also got a moment to myself after the crazy holidays. So figured no better time than now after everything that happened at the end of 2025 to finish off my live readings of You're Strong Enough for This. This is a book I'm very proud of. 2025 was, I think, one of the hardest years I've ever been through personally, with just personal life happening. And that's what I wrote this book for. So, really, the best time for me to be reading my own words was this year. And I'm grateful to have done that with so many of you. And the number of people, even over the holiday break, who came up to me and said they had purchased this book and enjoyed it so much that they gave it as a gift to some of the people in their life, some of the young people in their life, some of the older people in their life. I really got a variety of feedback from different age groups and what they pulled from it. And it just means so, so much to me. I think I mentioned before, I did cry in a Costco. I did cry at our church. And I just can't believe the community and the surrounding people around me who are so supportive and loving. And I'm telling you, what goes around comes around. It's just going to keep happening, and I'm going to keep taking care of my community as well in any way I can. So, if there's anything that you've overcome, if there's anything that you're working towards, that you're building, please bring me along for the journey. I want to cheerlead. I want to be there for you. I want to be in your corner. And I just know we're stronger when we have our community backing us, and just their presence or even just their words can energize us to take us so far. I'm sure you already are aware of that, but it is, you know it, but then when somebody does it, it reminds you of how powerful having community is. Okay, so let me just make sure I'm on the right screen because I am also live streaming on YouTube. However, I can't look at both screens or there's a little delay and it gets me all discombobulated. Um, if you are able to join live, I know I just did this spontaneously. Please participate. Put your comments in the comments section. We will, at some point, if not right away, engage with you. And I want to create a conversation around wellness and about our inner strength and around resilience and around how we build that and how we prepare for impact because we don't always see when life's going to happen. And was talking with my daughter the other day that I hope in 2026 our resilience is built even stronger and that we're intentional so that when life happens, the way that we respond feels good, empowering, helps others, as opposed to reacting out of a lack of preparedness and victimhood and floundering and feeling lost and alone. We want to get ahead of that so that we have a strong 2026 and forward. All right. So, as you know, we left off at chapter 16. We finished chapter 16. So today I'm going to read chapter 17 all the way to my final love note and call to action from me to you. I'm doing this because these are very, very short chapters. So bear with me and then we will be done the live readings and they will be up and available forever and ever. So if you're someone who likes to read along with someone else reading, or if you're not able to get your hands on the book yet, please follow along, listen. Love your feedback. I'd love your engagement, your inputs, your stories, all of it. All right. To me, it's always about the collective. All right, here we go. You're strong enough for this. A real world guide to building resilience and becoming who you were meant to be by me, Kate Hansen. All right, chapter 17. Keep going no matter what. The stretch to continue even when it feels impossible. There will be moments when everything feels like it's working against you. When the progress you've made doesn't feel like enough, when setbacks make you question whether you have what it takes, And when you wonder if you should just stop trying altogether. But here's the truth: every person who has ever achieved something meaningful, whether in their personal growth, their relationships, careers, health, or overall well being, has had to push through moments when giving up seemed easier. What separates those who create new results from those who stay stuck isn't just talent, luck, or circumstances. It's the decision to keep going, no matter what. The decision. It can be that simple. You don't have to wait for a sign, for permission, for someone else to say. You can make the decision. Make the decision to keep going, no matter what. This chapter is about staying committed to yourself, even when things get tough, especially when progress feels slow, and definitely when life doesn't go according to plan. Why people stop and why you shouldn't. Most people don't quit because they're incapable. They quit because progress didn't happen as quickly as they expected, or because they let one bad day convince them they're not meant for this. We trust our mood and comfort zones a little too much when we feel challenged. Excuses in disguise. We've all used them. They don't see results fast enough. They hit an obstacle and assume it's a sign to quit. Remember, you label everything. You are the ultimate labeler. You define things. And I remember being guilty of that for a long time, thinking, oh, that's a bad sign, or oh, that means something bad. That's not good. And that was simply because I was choosing to believe that. I could be sitting with someone who goes, ooh, that's an opportunity. Ooh, what's coming next? It's a decision, right? Okay, excuses in disguise. Feel like I got a little off course. They don't see results fast enough. They hit an obstacle and assume it's a sign to quit. They compare their journey to someone else's and feel behind. They feel overwhelmed and don't know the next step. They let self doubt convince them they aren't good enough. Please hear me when I say this. Every single one of these reasons has something in common. They are all reactions. Reactions from people who didn't prepare for realities of pursuing their goals. Reactions driven by emotion, reactions based on current results and circumstances rather than long term vision. I took a note to myself here. Sorry, I have to always make notes in my books. Reminds me of a book I'm reading right now about paradoxes and about holding conflicting beliefs. It's very good. I'll share more about that later. Okay, reactions from people who didn't prepare for the realities of pursuing their goals. Reactions driven by emotion, which is powerful. Reactions based on current results and circumstances rather than long term vision. But here's what I need you to understand: every single one of these reasons is also temporary. How to keep going, even when it feels hard. One, expect resistance and push through it anyway. Growth never happens without discomfort. If it feels uncomfortable or challenging, that doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're stretching into something bigger. It means you're doing it. Two, take one small step at a time. Two, take one small step at a time. If the big picture feels overwhelming, focus on only the next step, just one. Once you feel confident in that step, take another. Build belief in yourself as you go. Three, remember why you started. Go back to your vision, the goal, the reason you started this journey in the first place. Reconnect to it. It's easy to get hyper focused on the details. It's easy to get so hyper focused on the details that you lose the joy in the journey. But emotion moves us. If you want to keep going, make sure that your target excites you and reminds you why it matters. Number four, stop waiting to feel motivated. Heard this a million times. Motivation is unreliable. Commitment is stronger. The people who keep going aren't the ones who always feel motivated. Okay, they're the ones who show up anyway. Think of a wheel in motion. Once it's moving, it stays in motion. The hardest part is getting started. But once you do, momentum makes it easier to keep going. So I want to pause here for a moment. People who are consistent, who push through when they don't want to, who keep going when it's difficult, sadly, it's not like you imagine where there's music playing and trumpets and everybody's cheering on and yeah, they kept going. It's often silent, invisible, nobody else knows it. And a perfect example of this is my husband. He is the king of consistency. When he decides to do something, he goes in 100%. He doesn't give up any of it. Like for instance, if he's coaching one of our daughter's hockey teams, he's coached both of them over the years. He doesn't miss a practice, even if his own kid's sick. He doesn't give up when the team doesn't show up, or if the team has different conflicts going on, or there's stuff happening. He doesn't give up on them. He always goes in with a this can happen, we can make this better attitude. And because he does it so subtly and without making a big show of it and without making a big, hey, look at me, it goes unnoticed. But in the end, the teams that I've seen him go from the beginning of the year where there's players who've never played before to the end of the year where they're in the final championship game, that is the proof of somebody who's stuck with it. Those are the stories we should be celebrating, not the ones who had the best team of all stars who made it. Yeah, okay, it's kind of expected. It's the people who showed up even when it didn't seem likely. It's the people who showed up even when it wasn't fun, it wasn't easy, it wasn't the obvious route, it wasn't even a guaranteed outcome, and they still showed up. It's quiet, it's silent, but it's powerful. It's life-changing for those players, for the adults who watched it, for the other coaches, for himself, for reaffirming why he shows up consistently. It's not pretty, it's not a big show, but if you are somebody who shows up consistently, find ways to celebrate yourself. Find ways to acknowledge that for yourself because it is a skill that not many people have. So many people prefer to take the easy road. So celebrate yourself. Be proud of that. Be proud of that. I'm proud of you. If you're doing that, man, like all cheers go to you. I'm super proud of you. All right. Number 5, give yourself grace, but not an out. Bad days happen. Rest when you need to, but don't quit. There's a difference between pausing and stopping altogether. You are the one who gives labels to everything in life. Use that power intentionally. Label rest as part of your progress. Label mistakes as wisdom earned. You are someone who moves forward no matter what. No matter what happens outside of you, you are committed to seeing your goals through to the end. Final thoughts. Your future self is counting on you. The version of you who has achieved everything you desire, they exist as long as you keep moving forward. It might be better than you expected as an outcome. Every time you push through doubt, every time you choose growth over fear, every time you take a step forward when it would be easier to turn back, you're proving to yourself that you are capable, strong, and worthy of the life you want. This is where you realize that progress and success are actually much simpler than you thought. The competition thins out with every step forward because most people use resistance as a reason to doubt themselves, quit, or wait for the motivation. So keep going no matter what. Reflection prompts, resetting the driver's seat and the playlist. Number 1, what have you overcome that once felt impossible? Think about it. I'm sure you're going to be like, wow, there are quite a few things that I thought were impossible that I did, that I overcame. You know, the hard that we go through and we think, I would never survive it. And then you do, and you realize, sorry, I'm shaking my camera so much. You realize, holy smokes, I'm so much stronger than I realized. I could do so much more than I thought. That's powerful. Number 2, where do you need to commit to consistency over perfection? It's a big one. Number 3, what are you labeling as a failure that might actually be feedback or a lesson? 4, what reminder or affirmation can you use to stay focused on your vision when you feel stuck? This is where you can use your emotions to your benefit, right? Come up with an affirmation, a comment, a statement, something you've read, something that makes you emotional, that really triggered your goal, that made you want it. Find what that is that created the emotional response and keep it somewhere that you can reference when you need it. 5, what does keep going look like for you today? All right, chapter 18, the power of joy, thriving, not just surviving. Joy isn't a bonus, it's essential. Okay, can I talk to you for a second? Just you and me. For most of your life, you've probably been told to push through, keep going, be strong, handle it. And maybe even you've got really good at that, at surviving, fixing, navigating the chaos, holding it all together, even when you're unraveling inside. You may have prided yourself on those habits, on that reputation, because it gave you a sense of what was valuable about you. But here's something I need you to know and believe: you weren't just made to survive, you were made to feel alive. This chapter is about joy, not the highlight reel kind that always shows up when everything's perfect, but the deep, steady, soul level kind, the kind that whispers, even here, even now, even like this, I deserve to feel good. Joy isn't a reward you earn for getting everything right. It's not something you're only allowed to feel after everything else is okay or everyone else is okay. It's essential and it belongs to you, even in the messy, uncertain, wildly imperfect middle. It's within you. Let's talk about how to let more joy into your life. What it means to thrive. Thriving isn't about perfection. Thriving to me is about living as the healthiest, most aligned version of yourself. To thrive means to grow, transform, overcome challenges, and become even stronger. And thriving requires the courage to feel joy even when life is uncertain. Palm trees have always stood out to me as a symbol of resilience. They bend in the storms, but they don't break. They stretch towards the sun after the wind passes, and somehow they're still standing. Maybe a little changed, but stronger. That's us. That's what thriving can look like. Joy is a tool for growth. Joy isn't something that just happens to lucky people. It's something we create and acknowledge with intention. We often think of joy as fragile or fleeting, but the truth is, joy is a strength. It's not a reward, it's a resource. It fuels your energy, expands your creativity, increases your capacity to handle hard things, and amplifies every beautiful feeling you experience when you're in love, at peace, or fully alive. The absence of joy became one of the biggest red flags in my life. It was the signal that I needed more support, more help, more professional insight. Life had slowly shifted into black and white. And I mean that literally. I realized I had stopped noticing color. As I began healing, it was one of the first things to return. That alone told me everything. Joy became my mental health compass, became a mental health compass for me. Getting professional help at that time felt like weakness, like failure. But seeking support, getting medicated, and learning how all of the symptoms were connected, how stress, anxiety, and numbness were feeding each other, gave me back my clarity. And with that clarity came action. And with that action came power. And with that power, joy started finding its way back in. Here's what I don't want you to miss: joy is a tool for growth. To move forward, you must be honest with yourself. And sometimes that honesty starts by asking, where did my joy go? You don't have to wait to feel good again. You have to give yourself permission to begin. Because when joy is present, you're more open, more grounded, more aligned, and yes, more resilient. Letting yourself feel joy isn't a distraction from your growth, it's part of it. How to reclaim joy in your life. 1, redefine what joy looks like to you. what joy looks like for you. Joy isn't just about big Instagrammable moments. It's found in the small, simple, everyday things that make you feel grounded and grateful. We know joy doesn't have to look like a five-star vacation or a perfectly curated moment with matching outfits and golden hour lighting. Sometimes joy is blasting your favorite throwback song in your car, dancing in the kitchen while dinner kind of burns, or finally getting into bed with clean sheets. Oh, and no unread emails. It's the laugh that catches you off guard, the quiet coffee before everyone else wakes up, the walk where your brain actually slows down for once. Joy lives in the little things, in the moments that may not be flashy, but they feel like home. Two, allow yourself to be fully present. Slow down enough to catch the magic in the middle of the mess. Be where your feet are. You know these moments when you're halfway through a conversation, nodding along, but your brain is mentally reorganizing the fridge, rewriting a text you regret, or planning tomorrow's to-do list. Yeah, same. Being present isn't about having a perfectly zen, distraction-free life. It's about pushing long enough. It's about pushing. It's about pausing long enough to notice the good stuff as it's happening. Like how your kid laughs at their own joke, how the coffee hits just right, how the sky looks weirdly cinematic when you're stuck in traffic, or my favorite, looking at the stars and moon when I'm driving my daughters all over the place in the evening. Presence isn't perfection. It's choosing to feel the moment instead of racing through it. Number three, stop saying saving joy for someday. Joy belongs in the journey, not just the destination. Let yourself experience joy now, even if things aren't perfect. How many times have you said, I'll relax when the project's done? I'll book the trip when things settle down. I'll be happy when I finally get there. Spoiler alert, there keeps moving. If you keep saying saving joy for someday, you'll miss the moments that make the journey worth it. Light the fancy candle on a Tuesday. Wear the outfit you love, even if you're just going to the grocery store. Celebrate the tiny wins, especially when life still feels unfinished because it always will. Joy isn't the prize at the end, it's what makes the ride actually fun. Number four, choose joy even when life feels hard. Let joy interrupt the seriousness and the weight of your worries. Let it surprise you. Let it in. I just watched a Netflix special on Charlie Sheen. It's two episode. And something I found really interesting is Denise Richards, I think that's who he married. Um, they were good for a bit. And she talked about life being broken up to like when they met and got married, then the chaotic kind of middle of like surviving and the separation, the divorce, and then the aftermath of how they're kind of figuring out how to live together. But she said now it wouldn't make sense to anyone else, but it was so bad, so traumatizing and abusive and bad that they laugh and make jokes about it now because that's the only option they have. There's no other way to look at it to still stay together and have their family and everything. But so she's choosing whether your opinions are that's healthy or not, it doesn't matter. It's their life. But I thought it was really interesting that she was very clear that she was choosing that view. She was choosing that perspective for herself, for her kids, for her well-being. And that's empowering. That's super empowering. Um, and she said it was to cut the weight of what she was carrying. Okay. You know those days when everything feels like a lot. You're stressed, stretched thin, your face starts doing the tight, serious thing without you even realizing it. Then something ridiculous happens. The pet falls off the couch, or you notice lipstick on your teeth after talking closely to someone you just met, or your favorite song plays in the exact right moment. And for a second, you laugh, you feel something light. That's joy. Cracking through the heavy. That's joy. You don't have to earn that moment. You don't have to push it away because that now's not the time. Sometimes joy shows up uninvited, and choosing to welcome it That's a quiet kind of courage. Let it surprise you. Let it soften you. Let it remind you that even in the hard, joy is still allowed. Final thoughts. This is the life you get to live. You weren't put on this earth to simply survive, exist, or struggle, or get by. You are here to feel your life, to experience everything it has to offer, to laugh, to connect, to expand, to discover what it truly means to be fully human. You've done the work, you've built the strength, you've pushed through resistance. Now let yourself feel the reward of joy and alignment. Thriving isn't about being done, it's about being awake to the beauty of your life exactly as it is, right here, right now. So choose joy, choose personal alignment, choose your healthiest, whole, most whole self, choose your best life. Create it, claim it, live it. Reflection prompts. Let joy lead. Okay, these are your last reflection prompts. Take your time with them. Enjoy them, savor them, come back to them often. One, what does joy feel like in your life right now? To me, joy in my life right now feels like an unexpected hug from one of my teenage daughters. Um, Feels like my husband making me laugh when we are having a serious or argumentative discussion. Joy feels like hugging my mom and dad and seeing them get healthy, recover from different procedures or injuries or experiences. Joy is just witnessing people I care about do well, be happy. Joy is also when you finish like a product completely to the bottom and then you recycle it. That makes me so happy to see something completely used up to its full what would you call that? Whatever it had available to you. I love stuff like that. Um, I love an organized house. I love when sunshine peeks through these little crystals that my grandma gave me and makes rainbows all over my house. And joy is definitely watching my unpredictable little Yorkies go from sweet and soft to little sniper kind of um, snakes that try to bite you, try to get you. They don't have any teeth. They don't have a lot of teeth, but it's adorable and scary and terrifying and makes you feel alive. Those are little things that I find joyful right now. Number two, where have you been delaying joy because subconsciously you felt like you needed to earn it? Three, what small everyday moments bring you happiness or calm? Four, how can you make space for more of those moments? Five, what's one way you can let joy lead starting today? Take your time, read through them. Again, when you go through these live readings, there's reflections at the end of each one. Put it in the comments if anything jumps out at you, because you never know how that might help somebody else who doesn't have ideas, who is struggling to even think of these answers. Share what you've learned, what you've discovered, what you love, and maybe that'll inspire someone else to feel it as well. Maybe you'll make them feel better. Okay, final love note and a call to action from me to you. You've made it to the end, but this isn't really the end at all. This is the beginning of the version of you who lives with more courage, more honesty, more boundaries, more presence, and more joy. You don't need to be more ready, more perfect, or more together to begin. You just have to start. So take what resonated, revisit the parts that stirred something in you. Let this book be a resource, not a rule book. And most of all, give yourself permission to show up as the person you're already becoming. You are strong enough for this. I mean that whatever you're going through, you're strong enough. You're strong enough for this. You're going to come out of this. You're going to come out on the other side. How well, how many war wounds you have, that's all dependent on you. But you are strong enough for this. You always have been. And your awareness of that fact, it makes you even stronger. And you are never, ever alone. Keep the faith, my friend. Hugs and kisses. I love that movie. Hug, keys, hug. Oh, I can't remember what it was. Jack Black. Oh, my husband and I cry and laugh forever. Hug, keys, hug. I can't remember which is which. I think the X is the kiss and the O is the hug. Might be the other way around. Regardless, XO, Kate. This is from me to you. I hope you enjoyed it. I put the acknowledges at the end, the acknowledgements at the end. Um, these are all the people who've really had a big impact on my life and on my writing of this book. But for everybody who's been part of this journey, from the bottom of my heart, I love and appreciate you. We are going to keep going. 2026, look out. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be epic. And I wish, pray for all of those things for you as well. All right. You're strong enough for this. Take care, everybody.